everybody, well, for today's video I'm going to be doing something a bit different for me. In May I went to the Happy Stampers and I met Leslie from Chocolate Baroque, and she asked me to do a project for her using some new cabochons that she's having on the website. So of course I said yes, and you get a brooch with the dome, the clear dome, which as you can see is a brooch, and you also, then she's also having pendants, which is this. Oops. So that's what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to be using her stamps as well, and I'm using this lovely rose duo, and I'm going to put the rose into the brooch. And I thought, you know, I love my feathers, so what I'm going to do is, for the pendant, I'm going to use one of the lovely feathers. If I do that, tilt that to you. So that is the video for today, and it'll be involved stamping, and I'm going to do a bit of colouring and that as well. And I've got a chain prepared that I'm going to put a chain through this. So looking in my, I'm not a jewellery maker as such, but I do have the odd bits and bobs of jewellery making. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. So shall we make a start? Okay, so the first one I want to do, I've got my stamping platform, the Eureka, and I've got some of the Chocolate Baroque's drawing cartridge, and this is 220 GSM, and it's a lovely card. I love stamping on this, and I've cut out my rose and I've chosen my feather. Now what I want to do is I want to emboss them. So what I'm going to use is, I'm going to use VersaFine in Vintage Sepia, but first I've got an anti-static pad, and I'm just going to cover, and that's just so, because I'm going to use clear embossing powder. So I'm going to place that there, and I'll place this one down here, and because I'm just going to use some it's adhesive stick, so the stamps will stick to my platform. There we go. And now it's just a case of stamping up. I'm sure you all know I'm just mainly concentrating on the rose. I'm not particularly bothered if I don't get the rest of it, but definitely concentrating on my feather. I was going to do it in black, but I thought, because they're kind of quite vintagey, aren't they? I thought the vintage sepia would be good. And all I'm going to do is just press down, and if I'm not happy I can restamp, but that seems to have stamped really well. And I've got the rose, so let's move this to one side, clean that up in a bit. Scrap piece of paper, and just right. Okay, so now I'm going to heat set this. A tip when you're heat setting embossing powder is to not leave your card lying on a surface, because you're only heating up the surface underneath. So if you lift it up, it will set quicker, and make sure your heat gun is hot. You can actually see it if I do that, you can actually see it heating up. So if I just tilt it, you might be able to just see a sheen. Okay, so while it's like this, I'm going to use the Zig Clean Colour brush, real brush, and I'm going to use, I love yellow roses. Yellow roses are my favourite, so I'm going to get, I've got a little stamping block and I'm just going to add some water on it, and I'm just going to put some of the ink from the pen onto it, and I'll get my water brush if I can find it. Yep, there we go. And I'm just going to pick up some of the colour and just colour. And because it's embossed, the embossing will resist the water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some music. I'm going to do this in real time, and I'll play some music while I colour my my rose and my feather in. Right, so there we are. I've coloured the rose and I've watercoloured it, and then once I've done it I've gone over again with the zig pen just to give it some definition on the darker bits, and then I've coloured this in blue and purple. They've got the colours cobalt blue and light violet, and this one is called yellow. So next I want to cut them out. So I've got my save that piece of card for another project. So I'll be right back. Okay, so there's the two images cut out, and as a guide I'm going to put my rose in there. So I'm going to place the dome over her, and I've got a nice light coloured pencil, and I'm just going to draw around the cabochon, because I know then that this will fit in side. And I'll just quickly cut round the circle. I'm not very good at cutting circles, I must admit, but I'll do my best. And I'm just using the pencil drawing as a guide to guide me around, and just moving the rose around. There we go, and that will fit, whoops, she says, that'll fit inside there. So just need to just trim it a little bit, because I've gone off pieced up here, not followed the line, which is very silly of me. There we go. So that's that one. And then for the feather, I'm going to just do the same. Now the background of the feather is, I'm going to leave that clear, because I think the feather will show up really well against the background. And I'll put it on, put the cabochon on. You can see. And what I'll do is, I usually do photographs at the end of this, of my videos, but what I'll do is I'll wear them, and then you can see what they look like. So I'll just do that quite quickly. Whoops. And just come in. There we go, and the feather will sit there like that. I just need to trim that. I'm not happy with that bit there. You can see the white. They can see the white. Right, okay, so that's that done. I think that just needs trimming a bit more. There we go, that's better. Fits in nicely now, see? That look lovely. Right, okay, let's get that out now, Linda. Oh, Golden Bennett. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use glossy accents. To stick them down with. And I need a pin just to make sure that the nozzle's clear. And I always do a little test on the back of my hand. Right, so I'm just going to add some glossy accent. Making sure I've got it up the right way. And then press that in. And I've got a little visitor. Little Fluffy's come to see me. Because I'm just going to add the glossy accent onto here. One minute, one little pussycat wants to go out the room. Rick, Fluffy's in. Sorry, sorry about that, but you know, if you've got animals, you know what they're like. There's no such thing as waiting for them, little monkeys. There we go. And what I'm going to do, I was going to say something's not right with that. I'm just going to, oops, give this a quick polish. And I'm going to, now I'm not sure which way round this is going to go, but let's see. I was talking to my mate Mike, and he said that, you know, when Ian puts these in, he puts the glossy accents on to the cabochon, and then he wiggles it round so that so there's no bubbles. Oh, and it seems to have worked really well. So thank you, Mike, for sharing Ian's tip with me, because I was having a bit of a dilemma as to how to put this on. Oops. So I'm just going to leave that because I can wipe the excess glossy accents off after. But I've wiggled it round so there's no bubbles. And I'll just show you. Lift it up and show you. I can't really tip it, can I? Anyway, I'll put them on and wear them. So I'm going to do the same with this one, which seems to have worked. Thank you, Mike. He's good to me. It's Mike and Ian. Then I'm just going to wiggle it. Little wiggle, a little wiggle. I'm just going to leave that for a minute, let that dry, and put them away, out the way. Chocolate Baroque is a UK company. They make their own stamps, and they're in the northeast, I believe. And I've been friends with Leslie for quite a while, so it's quite an honour for her. You know, it was quite nice of her to ask me to do a project using these, which you can find on the website, and I will put a link below to Leslie and David's website. So what I've got, I want to finish this off. So I've got, I'm not sure what they call this clasp. Oh, can't remember what it's called, but I've got this nice piece of chain which goes really nice with the settings. So, but I need to thread that through there first. And oh, there they are, my pliers. Let's get this in here. There we go. There we go. And that will that'll sit really nicely down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave them to dry. And then once they're dry, I will do a quick video showing, I'll put them on, I'll put the brooch on and I'll put the thingy. But for the moment, I think I can safely say that this project's done, which didn't take me quite as long as I expected. But I hope you've enjoyed, and please do visit Chocolate Baroque. They have some, all their images are hand drawn by a lady called Sue, and they've got some amazing stamps and other products as well. So I'll catch you on the other side when I will turn the camera around and I'll wear these so you can see them. So as you can see, I've done the pendant and it's a nice length, and then I've done the brooch, and if I just get Rick just to tip it down a bit and I'll come in, and then you can see the brooch and sorry, that's the pendant and the brooch. So thank you so much for watching. Lift the camera up, Rick. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this quick video, and please do check out Chocolate Baroque. They've got some amazing products. As I said, their stamps are made in the UK, and all hand drawn as well, the images. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.